I want to go phase by phase. For the first time, let's break this election into 7 phases, take you through how the parties and the formations have done. In phase 1, the India Alliance is leading on 59, the NDA only on 36. So India Alliance got off to a smashing start in phase 1, up 11 seats. Let's now go to phase 2. I'm putting out the phase-wise analysis for the first time in phase 2. The NDA took the lead, 49 leads, but 12 down from the last time. India Alliance in phase 2 at 38, up 15. Let's now come to phase 3. In phase 3, let's take a look at phase 3. 64 leads for the NDA, down 13 from the last time. 27 for the India Alliance, up 15 from the last time. Let's now come to phase 4. So NDA in the seats that we've seen across the phases losing ground. In phase 4, they started doing well. NDA 59, up 11 in phase 4. India Alliance 30, up 18. So phase 4 was the first phase where the NDA actually gained momentum. Let's look at phase 5. In phase 5, the NDA was at 30, down 8 from the last time. India Alliance at 15, up 7 from the last time. Let's now come to phase 6. I want to show you what happened in the penultimate phase. In phase 6, there were 58 seats. NDA at 32, down 12. India Alliance at 25, up 20. Let's now come to the last phase. Phase 7. Phase 7, the one that happened on the 1st of June, 57 seats there. India Alliance at 30, up 11. 22 for the NDA, down 8. Rajnath, what that suggests is, except for one phase, which was phase 4, the NDA seems to have lost ground in every phase in this election.
And what it showed is what a number of us had sensed or had said after the first 2 rounds, that after that low voter turnout, that the NDA obviously got nervous. If you see, there was a feeling that they changed the narrative. You went into politics which was seen to be more polarized. Every time you asked them, they said, no, this is strategy. I think those first 2 rounds where turnout actually went against them. And a 7-phase poll. It's a strange thing. The longer the election went, it actually gave the opposition that came late to the party a chance to set the narrative.
True.
And the BJP was forced to respond. So you're actually seeing a fascinating election. Being, many thought a 7-phase election will fatigue out the opposition. What it actually did possibly is the reverse. It gave the opposition something to build on after the first 2 rounds. Yes, Shankar.
So it shows 2 things. That the Prime Minister and Amit Shah read the ground much better than anybody else when they changed the language and the rhetoric in the campaign in the next phases. The other thing that it shows is that they ended up responding to the narrative that was being set by the opposition instead of leading the narrative which was there till the beginning of the election. And that, I think, has sort of gathered momentum over the next few phases. Now, when you look at the numbers just now, it doesn't look anywhere near 400. It doesn't look anywhere...
no, 400 is, I think we should forget. 400 is over. Now it's a question, can I go 300 par?
Even the let's settle for 370 or let's settle for 350 looks like dicey.
No, because I think the other number which is going to become crucial now is 272.
Absolutely.
Because you see the BJP getting, Rajat, if the BJP doesn't get, by some chance, we don't know still the final number, doesn't get 272, does it change any of the equations? Does it make, for example, a Chandrababu Naidu a potential kingmaker to decide, look, I'll support you, but I have 1 or 2, 3 conditions? Does it weaken the Prime Minister's position?
So I think now every alliance partner would want to extract the pound of flesh, which they had been waiting for past decade or so, if the results hold. Also, if BJP gets lesser than 272, then even Prime Minister's reform agenda will see lesser elbow room.
You're going too far. Rajdeep, in the classical political science, in Westminster, model of parliamentary democracy, if an incumbent government, a single majority government, fails to get a clear majority, then the incumbent doesn't become a prime minister.
Come on, the fact is they've gone in a pre-poll alliance. They've gone here in a pre-poll alliance under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi.
There was single party majority. There was single party majority.
No, see, it may.
Twice.
No. On moral grounds, you may well say you don't have the same moral
politics
power.
Is all about,
but
politics
the fact
is all about ethics and morality.
No. The fact is, legally, I've gone in a pre-poll alliance.
Look at Rajiv Gandhi in 1989.
Come on.
Look at Rajiv Gandhi in 1989. 193 seats, he sat in
No,
a
but there's
position.
a difference between 193 and if I end up with 250. If I end up with 250 in a pre-poll alliance and my allies have 30, 40,
I'm not talking about NDA not forming the government. I'm talking about Office of Prime Minister.
Rashid,
How does that change? The election was fought under the leadership of Prime
Let's ask
Minister
Nalin
Modi.
Kohli
No,
that
no,
question.
Rashid,
Mr. Kohli, if
ek
the
minute.
BJP doesn't get 272, the question in the studio is, does it then at some level undermine the halo of the Prime Minister? If it had been 340, 350, 320, it would have been different. If it's not 272, does that then mean it's a weaker government than it would have been? Let Nalin Kohli respond to that.
So Rahul, thank you for that, letting me in at the moment. I heard the entire discussion. Very nice to see some of my colleagues. Shankar, nice to see you on TV after a long time. We are on the panel after a very long time. I just wanted to respond to Rashid Bhai. So Rashid Bhai, I'm a student of history, and you also write biographies and follow the Congress party as a sort of keeping a history of it. I find your selective approach to this discussion, which you just put, interesting. And I'm now going to wear my history hat. I think you would do well to perhaps go back to the K.R. Narayanan formula, which talked of the pre-poll alliance being the way in which the government will be invited to this. The post-poll versus pre-poll was the K.R. Narayanan formula, which came in at that time, ostensibly to keep the BJP out. But then, therefore, you can't go to the 1989 Rajiv Gandhi formula, which is far before that. So what is the dominant thing today in Indian politics for the longest period now is who is a pre-poll alliance, and I'm sorry to put it as bluntly as this, there is only one pre-poll alliance in the country, that is the BJP NDA. On the other side, there is the concept of an alliance which does not exist as a national alliance. They are leaders meeting over a cup of tea as they are entitled to, enjoying samosas as they are entitled to, fighting against each other, which they are entitled to, in state after state. So there is only one pre-poll alliance, and therefore the NDA will be in any circumstance the one to stake that claim. There is no question of the NDA, BJP not staking the claim.
You know, if you look at the party-wise vote share, there's a very interesting trend there. The BJP's vote share has in fact gone up in the votes that have been counted so far from 37 to 40.7. That's almost a 4% increase in vote share. That's very substantial. The Congress's vote share also, which had crashed to 19, is at 27% from the votes that have been counted. Both these are substantial. What this shows is that it's becoming more bipolar with the Congress and the BJP being in contest at the national level. That's one of the trends that are emerging. The Congress's vote share up at least 7%, maybe even 8% by the end of it. The BJP's vote share also up 4%. But there were lots of people who are messaging and saying, we were planning to go to office this morning. Now it's so exciting. We're staying back and watching the election results on India Today intelligence dashboard. It's making it really exciting. At this moment, now the seats have come down. Seats where the margin is less than 1,000. There are only 62 seats at this moment. 35 of those leads are for the NDA. 22 of those leads are for the India Alliance, 30 are BJP seats. Only 62 seats now where the margin is less than 1,000. If I look at the seats where the margin is less than 5,000, there are 158 seats where the gap between the winner and the runner-up, the leading party and the runner-up, is less than 5,000 votes. The NDA has 76 such leads, down 18 from the last time, 71 where the India Alliance is leading, up 35. Now, if I switch to the other end of the margin calculator, look at where the seats seem to be clearly established in one way or the other. 35 seats where the margin is more than 1 lakh at this second. 30 of those are for the NDA, 4 for the India Alliance. So most of the seats where the margin is more than 1 lakh, the BJP is running away with those. Let's look at seats where the margin is more than 50,000. 94 such seats at the moment. The India NDA is at 69 of those. 20 are for the India Alliance. So basically, the battle now is on seats where the margin is less than 10,000. And the interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that almost half the seats in the Lok Sabha, 239 of them, are seats where the margin is less than 10,000 votes at this moment. The India Alliance leading on 118 of them, up 59 from last time. The NDA leading on 108, down 36. So this is going to be a long afternoon.
Therefore, let me intrigue, Shankar, just, and please follow up. The intriguing prospect is, the NDA could well cross 300 comfortably, and Rajat's smile will get even broader, or we'll have a long evening because that 290 goes below 272. It's one thing for the BJP to go below 272, they still form a government comfortably. If the NDA by some chance goes below 272, then all options open up.
272 to bahut dur hai. BJP at this moment is leading only on 237. At this moment, the BJP leading only on 237. I know, but I'm saying far from BJP at 237 is very different from a BJP 272.
I have said below 240, below 240. So a BJP below 240 and Chandrababu Naidu with 22. Mr. Naidu calls the shots.
No, so here's the thing. Rashid, one minute. The Westminster theory was disproved by David Cameron when he shook hands with David Miliband. So whether Naidu will be the new Miliband in the formation?
You know,
in fact, every time,
but you know what?
Every time he'll be like, forget Andhra, make me the deputy prime minister.
Rajdeep, if you look at the Maharashtra numbers, you have said Congress has been the Kamzor Kadi. Congress is doing phenomenally well in Maharashtra.
How much are they getting?
Leading on 10.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're leading on a 10 out of 70. That's fascinating.
Yes, that's fascinating.
That is a bit of a turnaround, Rahul, because imagine there are 17 seats Congress is contesting in Maharashtra. Most of them were against the BJP. If the Congress leads 10 out of 17 in Maharashtra, it's a sign of the times of what is happening overall.
My professor at IIM Ahmedabad who taught me finance just messaged to say he's late for class because he's watching India Today TV at this moment. So all classes, offices currently at this moment on standstill waiting for these results.